The United States says India is fueling Russia's war machine. But what if the real story is the exact opposite?
Made a lot of progress, and as you know, we put a 50% tariff on India.
In 2025, Donald Trump punished India with massive tariffs for buying Russian oil. But while New Delhi was being blamed, America's own trade with Russia was secretly skyrocketing. Even Vladimir Putin admitted U.S.-Russia business grew 20% under Trump's rule. So here's the question. Is India really the problem, or is Washington hiding something much bigger? Stay tuned, because the truth will shock you. In January 2025, Donald Trump made a bold move. He slammed India with a 25% penalty tariff for buying Russian oil.
Mentioned today that India, in addition to its 25% tariff rate, would pay an additional penalty.
But he didn't stop there. He doubled it, stacking another 25% tariff, turning it into a crushing 50% trade punishment. The reason? Trump claimed that India was secretly strengthening Russia's war machine in Ukraine. On the surface, this looked like America's tough stand against Russia, a powerful president taking a bold decision. But here's the problem. While India was being punished in front of the world, something completely different was happening behind the curtain. America's own trade with Russia wasn't falling.
When they point things that we are also seeing that there are in fact
It was skyrocketing. From just a few $100 million at the start of 2025, U.S. imports from Russia shot up to over $45 billion in just 6 months. So ask yourself, if Washington truly wanted to weaken Russia, then why was it quietly doing business worth billions at the same time? This wasn't just politics. This was a double game, one that no one saw coming. Bombshell at the 2025 Alaska Summit. Standing right beside Trump, he announced, trade between Russia and the United States has grown by more than 20% since Trump came to power.
In fact, Russian President Vladimir Putin has reacted on reports of trade talks with the United States.
Think about that.
All right, so you heard, in fact, the Russian president make...
The very man accusing India of funding Russia was proudly shaking hands with Putin, while American companies were quietly pouring billions of dollars into Russian business. Putin even hinted at deeper cooperation in digital technology, high-tech industries, and even space exploration. Yes, space. So while India was painted as the villain, Washington was quietly building bridges with Moscow in some of the most advanced fields in the world. This wasn't just business. This was strategy, and the hypocrisy couldn't be more obvious. But that's not all. Another surprise came from the Arctic. Yes, the frozen north, one of the most strategic regions in the world. While Washington was blasting India for destabilizing energy markets, Trump's team was quietly exploring joint Arctic projects with Russia, energy cooperation, oil exploration, and new shipping routes, all on the table. So let's get this straight. India was punished for buying oil, yet America itself was discussing new energy deals with Moscow in one of the world's most resource-rich frontiers. If that isn't a double standard, then what is? Trump's aides kept saying, India is fueling Russia's war machine. But the truth, the biggest profiteer of the Ukraine war was not India, not even Russia. It was the United States itself. American oil giants made record-breaking profits from LNG exports, weapons sales, and war-driven opportunities. Every missile, every shipment of gas, every deal, it added billions to American corporations. So while India was painted as the villain, the real money was being made in Washington. And suddenly the question changes. Was this about stopping Russia, or about making sure America stayed the biggest winner of the war. India stood firm. It reminded the world, we are not the biggest buyer of Russian oil. That's China.
Not been have not been applied to the largest oil importer, which is China. Has not been.
We are not the largest importer of Russian gas. That's the European Union. And we are definitely not the nation whose trade with Russia surged the most after 2022. India buys oil from America too, and that number is rising every year. Yet somehow, Washington chose to single out New Delhi. So maybe the real story isn't about oil. Maybe it's about control. And now, I want to hear from you. Do you think India is being unfairly targeted? Or is America playing a bigger double game here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is far from over.